Hey guys, welcome back to another Clash of Clans video, and today we're going to be doing a clan war recap. So this was our second win in a row, and this was by far one of the best wars we had because we 3-starred every base except the top base, which I couldn't get a star on, and our number 2 player couldn't even get a star either. But anyways, let's get into the replays. So in this attack, he used the mass drags, and he started off over here to get rid of that builder's hut so it doesn't become a problem later if time becomes a factor in not getting that 3-star. And he spreads his dragons out to kind of create a funnel so that these dragons get into the center of the base. And he drops his Barbarian King there so his dragons don't circle the base. And he also got the clan castle troops lured out. And these dragons are splitting up, and they're kind of spread out, which is really good because he takes out these defenses really easily. And he drops some clan castle hog riders, and the clan castle dragon barely goes down. And this base just has one air defense left, which goes down right now. And this base didn't really stand a chance. There were just so many dragons. So he's going to wrap up that 3-star. This came pretty close. He only had 3 dragons left, and 2 of those were on really low health. So now he just has these buildings left. And he gets that 3-star. So the next attack is with mass hog riders. And she starts off over here by luring out the clan castle troop with just 1 hog rider. Now she brings them over to this corner. And she drops a poison, surrounds it with some archers and wizards to speed it up. And then drops her hog riders right here. Just a few just to check for some giant bombs or Teslas. And she sees there are none, so she drops single line hog riders. She saves 11 of them, just in case there's a giant bomb or something that could threaten her hog riders. But then she drops the rest of them, and they kind of just split up, which helped her take down the base quicker. And she drops some really good heal spells, which cover almost all of the base. And she only has a few defenses left. And she still has 6 wizards and her heroes. So at this point, just clean up. So she's going to wrap up that 3-star. And now let's move on to the next replay. Okay, so in this attack, he used the Go-Ho, which I don't really recommend using it for Town Hall 8, really. Because the point is to have your golem tank for your heroes while your heroes kill the enemy queen. Because the queen is one of the biggest threats to your hog raiders. But Town Hall 8s don't have archer queens, so I don't really recommend using that. I recommend just using mass hog raiders with some cleanup wizards. So he takes out the clan castle troops, and he drops an Asian wall. And then he drops his clan castle hog raiders and 2 heal spells, which cover a lot of the base. And he saves that golem till almost the end. But the golem really didn't help that much, but he still got that 3-star. So he drops that golem right now, and none of the defenses are locked onto it, so it was kind of pointless. So there's only 4 defenses left, and at this point it's just clean up. So he wraps up a 3-star. And on Town Hall 8s, Hog Riders are just so OP. Like, they can take down any Town Hall 8 base as long as you know how to use them. So I recommend using it for any Town Hall level. It's Town Hall 10, not really that much, but Town Hall 9s, Town Hall 8s, and even some Town Hall 7s, you could use that because it's really good strategy. But anyways, let's get to the next replay. And this was sort of a Lavalunian, and he drops 1 archer there, just, I don't even know why, but he drops a few Hog Riders then to take out this arch tower and lure the clan cast troops, and a lava hound comes out. So he waits a while and tries to think where to lure it. So he brings it over here to the spell factory. And he does something smart. He waits on that poison spell and drops his archer queen plus a few minions. And then once it pops, he drops the poison spell. So then he starts off by dropping some balloons. He doesn't really spam them. He kind of does targeted balloons, but also a little bit of a spam, but it still worked out. And his balloons are just all over the base, taking down defenses. And there's just so many balloons and so many pups and hounds and everything that the defenses just can't keep up anymore. So there's only a few defenses left, and he has a lot of pups and minions just cleaning up the base, and he even has his heroes up. And there's only 1 arch tower left, and that goes down, and at this point it's just cleanup. So that was another great attack. And now let's move on to my attack, which I showed the base last video. And this is the actual attack. So I went in with a Pentalaloon. I dropped 1 giant plus a Hog Rider to lure out the clan cast troops. I put my Archer Queen over here to get those clan cast troops' attention, and so they lock onto her. Drop the king, and then activate the ability. And my king goes down kind of quick, and then my Archer Queen just there, and I have to rely on her to shoot that dragon down. And her health goes down really quick, but luckily she took it down, so I dropped 3 hounds over here, 2 over here, and targeted balloons. And the point of 3 hounds here is that you want those hounds to pop, so that the lava pups kill that Archer Queen as soon as possible, because she will take down those balloons really quick, and you don't want that to happen. But the Archer Queen gets taken out. I save some back-end balloons, which works out really well. And then I drop 2 more rage spells perfectly placed. And the only spot that has defenses where I don't have spells here, but I dropped that haste spell, and luckily I saved that because that really helped me out a lot. But at this point I just have a lot of pups all over base cleaning up, and I even have a wizard up here. And I still had a minute left when I beat this base. And I even had a goblin and another wizard. So I just overkilled on this base. So that was a 3-star. And that was also my first time using Pentalaloon. Okay, so I'm going to show my fail on that base, the top base. So I got kind of cocky about my 3-star using Pentalaloon, so I tried using it again. And this base was obviously more leveled up than the other one was. And this was just a horrible attack, but I dropped one giant, a hog rider, lured out the clan cast troop successfully. Bring them over here. And I should have probably brought a poison spell, but I didn't think there would be archers in there. So I should have dropped the wizard sooner, but I didn't, and the dragon was so close to going down, but didn't, and I was panicking at this point, and I was thinking that my lava pups would take down those would take down that dragon, but they didn't. Actually, they did, but it was a long time later. And I dropped 2 really good rage spells and spread out my hounds and balloons really good. And I saved some back end balloons. And dropped some pretty good rage spells. So at this point, I was just losing badly. So I just had some cleanup troops to try to get me 22% more. And in like a minute and a half, that's not gonna happen. Because it was just some archers, a few pups. Or one archer, a few pups, and one goblin. So I just ended the battle there. 37%. And I failed, but we're also going to show where my defense held up. So their top player was upgrading his queen to level 15, so that would have helped him a lot if he had used, or if he had his queen for his attack. Because the clan castle ends up really hurting his attack. And he was going in with the go-ho. And he dropped that jump spell to get to my queen. And that hound comes out, and he had to rely on the wizards plus the witches to get that hound out of the way. So he finally kills my queen, and that hound is still up, and his wizards are dying. And that hound is about to pop. And he sets off skeleton traps, and those pups just completely kill his troops. And he drops the giant to distract. And then his hog riders. And those pups just take out his troops quick. So he drops a few hog riders. And they get some percent, but they don't do the job. So once they get into the center, they just fly off the map, and oh, sorry about that. But that they just fly off the map and get destroyed by those the Teslas. So that was a 39%, and he failed. But this was a really good war. We used all 20 attacks, and it just shows us how much we're improving as a clan. And I hope that we keep continuing to improve and get better. And I think that we will get better. We're getting better every single war. And someday we'll become level 6 and we'll just become really good. And I can't wait until that day comes, but that's going to be the end of the video. I'm going to upload 2 videos today. But anyways, if you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back later for some more videos.